Okay, so what happened at the hearing? So what happened?
Well, at the hearing, I thought the only thing they did was assign the attorney. Conservator of the estate is the attorney.
So they did not appoint you. They appointed someone else as the conservator.
Correct.
And because you're not a family member, you are not automatically entitled to notice. You have not been getting any notices?
Nothing.
What you can do is you can call the court and ask to receive notice as an interested party, even though you're not family. And it is up to the judge to decide whether or not the judge wants to name you as an interested party. So sometimes judges are very liberal about it, and they're like, sure, if this person takes an interest in this person's life, I'm very happy to name him as an interested party. Other judges don't like to do it. So you have to ask the clerk if the court will name you as an interested party so that you have notice of everything that goes on.
I gotcha. All right. Oh, that was very helpful. Thank you,
Okay.
Lisa.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome. And if the clerk says no, anybody can ask for a hearing at any time about a conserved person. It doesn't just have to be a family member. Anybody can petition the court and say, I'm concerned about so-and-so, about the conservatorship. Here's how I've been in this person's life. Can we please have a hearing? I want to know what's going on. And the court will grant you a hearing.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it.
All right.
203-333-9422. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot. We charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month slows. Full terms at mintmobile.com.
Many of us have those stubborn pounds that seem impossible to lose, no matter how good we eat or how hard we work out. My solution is PlushCare. PlushCare is a leading telehealth provider with doctors who are there for you day and night to partner with you in your weight loss journey. They can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications like Wegovy and Zepbound for those who qualify. Plus, they accept most insurance plans. To get started, visit plushcare.com/weightloss. That's plushcare.com/weightloss.
Back. And welcome back to the Lisa Wexler Show. We're doing a little bit of Lisa on the Law. I think we have time for one more caller. Jane from Bridgeport. Hi, Jane. Welcome. How can I help you?
Hi, Lisa. I just wanted to ask you two questions. What is
Jane, can you turn off your radio, please?
Yes. What's the difference between a will and a trust?
You have to turn off your radio, Jane. I can hear it. You got it? It's off? Okay, good. The difference between a will and a trust is a very big difference. A will is an instrument in which you leave things to people. It is witnessed, it is notarized, and you say who you want to be your executor to run your affairs after you're gone, and you bequeath your possessions directly to those people in a will. In a trust is like a three-legged stool. If you have property, you are the grantor of the trust. You don't leave your property directly to the people you want to have it. You leave your property to someone who's called a trustee. And a trustee becomes in charge of that property and manages it until such time as the trust allows that property to go to the people that you wanted to have it to begin with, who are called your beneficiaries. So, for example, a very common one is, let's say you have children and you want to make provision for them to have your property, but you know you're not going to leave your property to a 10-year-old. So you leave it to a trustee who will manage it until the child is 25. And then at 25, the child can get the property. But in the meantime, you write down in your trust, well, you can give the child the income from the property, and you can give the child the principal of the property for purposes of health, education, maintenance, and support. but not to buy a yacht or, take a trip around the world. So the trust can have a lot of different wrinkles and conditions on the gift itself. A trust is giving a gift temporarily, sort of in suspension for the benefit of the beneficiary, but being held and managed by a third party, which is called a trustee. Did that explain it, Jane?
Yes, but the question is if the person passed and gone and did leave the will, does the will have to go to probate court?
Jane, I really did ask you to turn off the radio, but all right, whatever, you're not
Okay, it's okay. I'll call you back another time.
All right, thank you.
Lisa?
Thank you, a pleasure. Thank you, Jane. And Jane's question that she asked me is actually too complicated to explain in 2 minutes about whether or not a will or a trust is the right thing to do for a certain estate. And that's where, honestly, you need to seek your own legal counsel and advice, because everybody has a specific situation. You may have a child with special needs. That person likely requires what they call a special needs trust. You may have a situation where you want to make sure that your money goes to charity. But on the other hand, you want to provide for your children. You can do it two ways. You can do something called a charitable lead trust, where the income goes to your kids, and then when they pass, the remainder, whatever's left, goes to a charity. Or you can have a charitable remainder trust, where you give some of the income to a charity for a while, and then at a certain age or stage, the remainder goes to your beneficiary. There are so many different permutations. Logan, who do we have holding? Kara from Long Island. Quickly, Kara, I think I only have a minute or two. How can I help you?
Yes, I wanted to know, is a prenup subject to probate?
Yes, a prenup can be enforced in probate court.
Does it have to go to probate?
That's the question, needs to be asked differently. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Oh, in the prenup, if you're left the marital home, how do you get the marital home? So the will needs to be consistent with the prenuptial agreement. It is.
Then you're okay. It's when the will is inconsistent with the prenup that somebody would come in and they would make a claim against the estate on the ground of a breach of contract.
But wouldn't always the prenup would always win?
You never say always when it comes to a case. I never, ever say always, Kara. But I would say that prenuptial agreements are considered to be enforceable contracts. And yes, probate courts, generally speaking, will try and enforce them. The most common is when a prenup requires somebody to have life insurance, and then nobody enforces it. And then the person dies and everyone is like, excuse me, where's the life insurance? They never took it out. They didn't pay their premium. They let it lapse.
Right.
And then you go and then you go to probate court and you make a claim against the estate in the amount of money that the life insurance was supposed to be. And if you're lucky, you can get it against the estate. If you're not lucky, then there is no money, and that's the end of it. And you can't get blood from a stone. And that's it. So
would the prenup give you the title to the house?
No. A prenup is not a mechanism to do that. No. A deed is a mechanism to do that, or a will. Not a prenup.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa.
Does that help, Kara?
Thank you.
All right, good.
Yes, thank you.
All right, very good, good. Yes, a prenup is a contract, but it doesn't do the doing of it. The doing of it would be a deed and or a will. I'm Lisa Wexler. I want to thank you all for calling in today. I'm sorry we have to leave a couple of people online. We apologize for that, but we'll get to you next week, I promise. We'll do this on Mondays at 11:30. You can tell your friends about it. It's an opportunity to call and ask me, and I'll be very happy to help you with general information. That's what I like to do. And in the meantime, I'd love you to become a patron of the show by signing up, lisawexler.com. Go to the podcast where it says Access Archive Materials, because I would love to invite you to our June 19th Lunch with Lisa. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you come. Stay tuned right here on WICC 2 to 6, Paul Pacelli, and from 12 to 2, Eric Erickson coming right up. Keep your dial tuned right here to WICC. I'm Lisa Wexler. We'll be back behind the mic tomorrow.